Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ashton. This is my third year on the team. So I'm kind of here to tell you about, I guess, my journey from being, a slightly overweight junior, age 14, to the cat 4 that I am today. Yes. So I joined the team after checking out at the early bird crits, where I was dropped constantly, but Lance still talked to me. But it was nice. And I liked Lance, so I decided this would be kind of cool. So just kind of an example to put it all in perspective of how slow I was. I wanted to do the Berkeley Hills Road Race, which, for you that don't know, it's 3 big hills out in, where? Out in the middle of nowhere, that way, here. And I emailed Jason, and I was like, hey, should I do this? And he was like, yeah, sure, go try it, whatever. And that was my first road race, or Cat 5 race, all combined. And I got dropped on the neutral rollout. like a lot dropped. Just a little bit. And then, yeah, it was fun. So then I rode, it actually was fun. I mean, I rode the rest of the race by myself, and but the great part was, at the end, I was still like, that was awesome. I want to race my bike more. So my first year I did 23 races, I believe, and I did not finish with the pack in a single one of them. I don't even think I made it halfway through the race with the pack in a single one. I mean, I was truly, truly awful. But I had a lot of fun with the team on the training rides. It was better because I hung on longer. And second year came around, I was on the training plan, but not really long enough before the season started, and I messed it up a little bit. So, a lot of the same, again. I raced less, but I got dropped the same. But I did get the awesome opportunity to go to the Little City Stage Race and watch Drew kick butt with the Specialized kids, which was pretty amazing. He pulled off a 3rd place against 2 really, really fast Specialized guys, and another guy, Garrett, who turns out to be pretty fast, But that was pretty impressive, and it really taught me a lot about, the amount of work you really have to put in order to be good, like Drew was. And I learned a lot about the racing. Anyway, it was cool. Scrolling up. Scrolling up. Okay, so that off season, I was on Sean's plan, and I actually stuck to it this time, and it started to work, believe it or not, a lot better than last year. But I got invited to the Death Valley camp, which I was super excited about, and I showed up on the first day and got killed on the bike by Reese and Drew and Jason, and like rolling hills, and it was not good. And I remember rolling out the second day, and I'm of 4, and I'm about 5 minutes into the ride, and everything hurts, like my legs, my lungs, my back, my neck, just all hurts. 5 minutes in, and maybe a mile into a 20-mile climb, and just thinking, I just want to go home. But I stuck it out, and it was definitely worth it, because by the end of the camp, I was getting better. I almost beat the great climbing sensation, Jason Kent. Almost. I think come around me in the end, despite Reese's best lead out ever. Like 50 meters. It was close. And then finally, the race season began. And my first race of the season was Cal ID Crit over in it's not middle of nowhere, like all bike races. And that's true. Oh, is it? It was in the outskirts. It's still the middle of nowhere. And I showed up and I did the juniors race, and sitting in with, against like 7 or 8 limitless guys in a field of about 30. And for the first time ever, I was sitting in the pack and I was like, this doesn't make me want to kill myself. Like, this is awesome. I can ride my bike and not, like, I can see. Like, which, I mean, that's kind of cool. No black dots or anything. And yeah, I finished like 10th or something and was so excited. I was like, bike racing before was awesome, but this is amazing. I got to see the race happen. I was like part of the race, right? It's just like on TV. And that was awesome. So that was kind of the turning point for me from going from, the guy off the back to the guy in the pack, which was nice. And because of all that hard work I put in, I got to go to Sea Otter, which was a super great experience. Nothing quite like racing against 6 specialized guys up hills when you can't climb. It was, words can't describe the amount of pain that Specialized puts on you, really. But, I mean, that was one of the first races I did that was, up there, super high caliber, and it was a great learning experience. See where I'm at, and realize just because I finished 10th at Cal-Aggie Crit doesn't make me great. I think I finished like 30th out of 40 or something. It was hard. But then I got to go to nationals as well, and I didn't get to do the road race or the crit because I'm a 4 and a 15-16, and that doesn't really work according to the rules. But I got to do the TT, and that was one of the coolest cycling experiences of my whole life. I mean, being on the starting block and being able to roll down and almost crashing. I really did. It was really close. Really close. And that was really, being out there on the course with the best guys in the country, and it was really cool. Like, I mean, it's hard to describe the atmosphere at nationals, but it doesn't compare to any other race of the year, not even Sea Otter. But I forgot to tell you guys about Little City, which was special. Frosty and I decided to team up. Frosty was our GC Hope. And it turns out that he doesn't do downhills real great against huge guys. Like, he was probably Drew's weight, but not Drew's height. And it was all muscle. And he put in a super hard attack on the downhill and dropped Frosty, and I was gone by then, but I heard about it. It was really sad. But, and I remember most from that road race is there's kind of the valley on the way back. And this year, it wasn't this way in the years in the past, it was swarming with crickets. Millions and millions, I swear. You could hear them bouncing off your helmet in the TT later, which is on the same area, and just pelting against it. And, they're crawling all over you and during the right race. I think we went through there like 3 or 4 times in that race, through like, a 3 or 4 mile stretch of twitching and not knowing what to do. And that's something that I would not have experienced without cycling. I can say that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, I guess I should talk about Winter's Road Race, which was one of the last races of the season for me. Frosty at this point had all of his points for his 3s upgrade, and I did not, so he decided the super generous offer working for me, even though there were hills and he was probably the stronger guy. So we decided we were going to attack from the gun from a limited. It was a small field size, so I figured a break, if it got away, would probably work. And it did. From, I think, mile 3, is when this SJVC kid and I went off the front, and we were doing pretty good, and then we hit the main climb, and he says, "I think I'm just gonna go back to the field now. This sucks." And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that, because I'm winning right now. I don't know how often this happens to you, but this is kind of rare for me. So I held on to it, and 2 laps, I think it was about 39 miles by myself, managed to hold it off. Yeah, it was a couple laps. I remember with 4 miles to go, I just come off the top of the climb and descended down, and seriously, like 4 miles tops to go. And I get these killer cramps in my buttocks, which had never happened to me. And I was like, oh no, because I couldn't feel it all. So scared. And I downed my Hammer Fizz, and it went away in like 30 seconds. The time gap wasn't that big, I couldn't have walked. So, Hammer really saved my race. That literally, I could not have done it without Hammer Nutrition. And I'd just like to extend a huge thanks to them for that. Okay, I guess my message to the younger riders out here is, even though it sucks in the beginning and it hurts a lot, it's just pain all the time, eventually it gets better, and it doesn't hurt as much most of the time. Well, I guess technically you can just hold on longer so it can hurt more. So, it took me 2 long years of pain and suffering just to be able to hang with the pack, but I would definitely do it again. It's totally worth it. And this team really got me through those 2 years where when I was racing, it looked pretty hopeless. But on the team rides, the friendships I've had since then, back then, and since then, it's been great, and it makes all the pain really worth it. Thank you.